I didn't want to. But for our attorney, I bought a house here, and it took me 2 months to get a lien lifted off this house. I called you, I went to your office, it was locked. Something that, to close on a property took me 2 months. This girl doesn't have 2 months. So I hope you are more prompt with answering phone calls and emails to deal with this than you are any other. I had to literally call Smokey and beg him to have you to do this for me.
And I'm not going to get into my private practice.
No, this is for the Cannelton. This is for Cannelton.
Criminal cases in this county.
I get that.
Basis, I go to trial regularly.
Then maybe we need someone else.
I said we need a second attorney.
So,
or a new one.
This was for Cannelton business that I came to.
My suggestion to you would be, unfortunately, we had a guy that used to do a lot of property law here. Unfortunately, all our attorneys are retired, right? And as a result, we're getting fewer and fewer people that are available to do exactly what you're talking about. I understand.
Ed, you got something? No.
If somebody else wants to speak,
I was on the council in the last administration, and when we made the move on the Gainer building and the pumper, we did not, the administration did not cross all the T's and the I's. From that, we failed to get an asbestos inspection before demo. That's the previous administration, which I was a member of, so I'm gonna take a little blame here for that too. We got the pumper building down, and then the injunction showed up. But at that time, our engineer comments on the pumper building was it's not in imminent danger of falling down. And I voiced, if you want to go back and look at it, I voiced my concern about that because I didn't think we had a legal basis to demo it. But anyway, that turned into a fiasco. So we had to reset. The reset went on into the next administration. And we have a problem with that. When we reset administrations, then all the progress has either come to a standstill, if not lost. So Smokey got in there and we had to reset everything. But the pumper, like Smokey said, is tied to the other two buildings. So the pumper is the key here. If we can get something in the courts on that one, and then the other two should go pretty quickly.
Myself included. Can we not just be more aggressive about all of this, and the fact that I know you don't have to live here, but we do, and you don't have to see it every day, but we do. Our property values are affected by it. If I knew how to argue it, I would, but I don't. So I just stay in my little restaurant. But we pay you to do it. Can you be more aggressive when it comes to all of this? I know you're just as tired of hearing about this crap as what we are. I'd be tired of working the case by now.
To answer that question, I've been very aggressive all this week myself. I work the whole week myself.
And the city the size that we are, we don't have so many people to work with and so much funds to make it happen. And I'm not going to break the city. I'm not going to break the city for one woman. Well, I don't know that they can do anything for what we're doing here, because we're talking about the two buildings. I don't know that. She hasn't yet. For these years, over these years, she hasn't yet. And I don't know her finances.
how many buildings do we have right now tied up in? 4 or 5.
4 or 5 buildings in court.
4 or 5, maybe 6 buildings tied up in court right now. Okay? And every time we do something, we get legislation changed on it and move it to a different venue, okay? You know? The course that I think that the man is taking right now is our best bet, okay? I know everybody here believes in what they think, what we do, okay? But we need your support, which I think you have. Thank you very much, okay? I don't want to go to jail either. Okay?
With respect to fines, one of the things you can do is you can talk to our building inspector. He is the fine man. He is the one that issues fines.
That's me.
He's
Right next door to me.
All right, I'll take over. But anyway, like I say, I don't want to throw you under the bus if you don't want to speak. But I'm asking you, if you could throw some light, some more, and I can't remember your name, but we talked and you gave me.
Absolutely.
And remember, it's an election year, people. State of Indiana.
There you go.
It's an election year. You're not
Sorry
getting
about
answers.
that.
Get them down here.
But I was hoping that you can really shed some light because I don't think a
I'll
lot
just
of these
introduce
people know who you
myself. I'm
are.
Daryl Schmidt. I'm our state senator. Okay, I represent Gibson, Pike, DuBois, Spencer, Perry, and Crawford counties. So there's 140,000 people in Senate District 48 that I represent. So I'm a farmer west of Jasper. Have you ever heard of Ireland or Otwell on the DuBois Pike Con? So I'm a farmer there. Grew up in Pike County my whole life, and then went to college, worked for UPS for a number of years. Mom died of breast cancer when she was 50, so I moved back to the farm. I've been farming for the last 33 years. 4 years ago, I decided that it was time to put up or shut up, and I decided to get involved. I was on the DuBois County Council for a couple years, and then when our Senator Messmer ran for Congress, I said, you know what, why not? Why not get involved? I have no axe to grind, nothing specific that I was mad about. I just thought it was my time to give back to the community and try to help in any way I can, okay? When I got on the county council, it took me 3 weeks before I was at I met with every department head in the county, and that was just so I could learn what the job was about. I made that same commitment when I became our senator, that I was going to come to every city, county, and town council meeting in District 48. It's taken me a little longer to get here than I'd hoped. I didn't realize there was 39 councils when I made that commitment. So anyway, so that's basically the reason that I'm here, is just to sit and learn and listen and be a voice for 140,000 people. I don't claim to have all the answers to everybody's problems. I'm just a conduit to try to help you guys find solutions to your problem, whatever they may be, wherever they are. Okay, so that's why I'm here, is just to listen and learn and be an advocate. Mayor Grace has told me about the issues and has explained to me the processes and things that you guys are trying to accomplish. Looks like a pretty big task, a lot of legalese. So I don't necessarily have all the answers for you here this evening, but I'm here just to try to help to get people, connect people to with the solutions they need. So that's basically, that's why I'm here. I haven't met everybody here yet, but before the end of the day, you'll have my cell phone number of people setting in here have it. So I'm just here to try to help and listen, and I'll work my best. I'll do my best to try to help come up with solutions. They have to jump through all the hoops. That has to happen. I don't claim to know all the details of everything, but I will help, and I'll be here afterwards. That's why I came down to listen and learn and help, because when I started this, I was on the county council, and I thought, I wonder where will I be able to advocate the best for the people of Southern Indiana? And should I stay at the local level on the county council? Because there's a push right now to get decision-making power from the federal level to the state level, and a big push to get decision-making power at the local level. That's one of my priorities, is to get as much decision-making power at the local level, whether it's taxation, taxes, whatever the case may be, because I think we can do a better job of handling our money at the local level, we can do a better job advocating and for ourselves. So that's my goal, is just delivering decisions local, accountability and transparency, okay? That all ties into here, so I'm going to do my best to try to help you guys. It's been a struggle for a number of years. I apologize that I was late getting here. I didn't know the meeting was moved, so I went over to the library downstairs, and I couldn't find him. I said, well, I'm not going to give up it somewhere. So I actually toured the city pretty good. It was the fourth person that I found that knew that you guys were in here. But during that process, I have not made it here to see what your mayor has said about the blight and the problems, and you guys there's a lot of issues here that need to be straightened up for you guys. And I don't claim to have solutions now, but you do have my word that I'll try to do whatever I can to be a tool to support those guys and to support you guys. If it's whatever we can do, you know, if it's legislation, okay, fine. I'm not a big proponent of legislation. One of my jobs is to keep dumb things from actually becoming law as much as possible. But I think there should be rules and laws in place that we can use to solve these problems, because to me, from my outsider farmer perspective, these things like these are common sense things that should have a common sense answer. So, yes, you have a question?
Could you speak to a word that I have heard used a lot tonight, and that is advocacy and to advocate? I feel like as a community, we are powerful when we can do that, but we need to understand how to use that tool. We need to understand how to use the power that we have as citizens. Our civic engagement, I feel like, is diminished because we're not used to having to deal with a problem like this. It's unusual. I mean, it's happening. This one person has caused it to happen in quite a few communities that I'm aware of. But we cannot see from where we are where we trip, where it goes from like, oh, this is going to happen. We're here for this meeting tonight, and we were expecting it to be something that would actually move forward, but then we find that it's hurry up and wait. So is waiting something that's real important? Learning how to wait and be patient and trust the process. We got to know what the process is, so we can trust it.
Okay, that's at least a two-part question. So the first thing that I would say, being a farmer and owning a business and coming out of the private sector, when we have a problem, you come up with a solution, right? And you go from 1 to 10 and you fix it, okay? Government is a little bit different. You know, it's unfortunate. I figured that out, that, you know, and I've been 2 sessions now at the legislature, so it's almost, if you can go from 1 to 3 the first year, that's a win, and then you have to go. Now, I was mad on the hornet, you know, both sessions when I get out of it thinking no progress and nothing's happened, but I think, you know, we've been here 250 years, and I guess we got the best system running, even though it's horrible in a lot of aspects. The majority of so-called democracies they last like 17 years. Okay, so we're a lot further along. So the point of that story is maybe this is no comfort to you guys, but if it's slower to solve problems, it's also, it makes sure we don't create as many unintended consequences possibly. Okay, that answers that question. I know it's not a good answer, but that's just a reality of government. It's slow and cumbersome, maybe by design, so we don't overreact. But then the second question, I'm not good. You guys are here, okay? Advocacy is what you said. I wondered how politicians, when they get 3 questions at a time, how they can remember, but I've remembered the second one. I'm not a politician, I'm just a farmer, I hate that term. Advocacy, you guys are here. You're sitting here, you're vocal, you're participating in the process. That's what we have to do. You know, whether it's from the ballot box or anything else. But you're here talking to these guys, holding them accountable, who then, if they have problems, then they're going to hold me accountable. And that's what we all have to do. So you're doing what you need to do here to advocate for yourself. That's my honest answer. Any other questions? I didn't mean to take over the meeting. I just came to listen and learn.
You being here, you can hear and feel these people in Cannelton.
Absolutely, I can hear your frustration, I see your frustration, and you guys are being very respectful, but I can tell you're frustrated, and I see why.
Have you seen the buildings?
That's what I said, I was 20 minutes late, so,
Have you looked in them though? You stopped and got out of your vehicle?
no, I will here later. The mayor's told me about it, and I haven't made it down here, but now here I am.
When it's over, we'll take you by there and I'll show you some videos.
I'll be happy to look at whatever you want to look at when we get
Look
done
where you
here.
see 'em.
All right, anything else?
We need your help, and thank you for speaking, and I did not mean to throw you under a bus.
That's okay.
I appreciate you speaking. I know you speak well. I've heard it too many times.
Okay, well, I used to get, I didn't know what I was doing when I got started here a couple years ago, not that I really do now, but I never get upset if somebody's passionate about their position. That means they care about what they're talking about. Will everybody agree on every position all the time? No. I don't take offense to if somebody's growling. They're just advocating for their position. And like I said, there's roughly 140,000 people in District 48. I'm just trying to be a megaphone, a conduit, mouthpiece, whatever it is to try to help. So I don't have the answers, but I'll work to try to help and come up with the answers. So nothing else. Thank you, and I'll be here. Yeah, let's go make a tour after.